Hello! So in this video, we're going to talk about how to change career paths and how to increase your earning potential for life. I'm going to explain to you how to do that and what it's going to take. So maybe you want to make a big career shift. I recently just made a big change in my life and I've decided to leave my 10-year relationship. So in a way, you could say that's like leaving a job you've been in for 10 years. So I feel like it's a really good time to talk about changing career paths because it's a lot of the same parallels I find. So the first thing that's going to come up normally is the reasons why you shouldn't do it. So these are called obstacle thoughts. So when you have an idea, you're like, I don't like this situation. I really want to change it. I think I could do better. I think I could do more. I think I could see my life going in a different direction. I think that if I choose to change this, my life could be really different and it could be a lot better. The first thing that's probably going to come up are obstacle thoughts, right? So obstacle thoughts are things like, yeah, but it's very secure and safe. I know what I'm doing. I know I can succeed in this role. I know the salary I'm getting. And I know that I don't have to worry about getting laid off or fired because I know that I'm very good at what I do. Maybe you're even succeeding to the point where you're getting promoted and you're excelling in this role, but you know it's not really what you want to be doing. If that's your situation, you will have obstacle thoughts come up. And those obstacle thoughts are trying to keep you safe, right? So your brain is doing its job and it's trying to tell you, you don't need to leave your job. You have the money that you need right now. You have security. Maybe you have a family. You need to do this. You need to stay where you are. It's safe. It's secure. And why would you ever want to do anything different? Stay where it's safe. Stay in the cave, right? So as humans, that's what our instinct will tell us is stay safe. Stay where it's safe. Right? Don't go out there into the world and try to accomplish more because you could die. That's the first thing that's going to come up. Once you're aware of that, then you can make a decision. You could be like, do I want to live my life based on fear? Based on fear that I might not be able to succeed in what I really, really want to do? Or do I want to live my life to the fullest? So if you have that voice inside you, if you had that idea in the first place, where you're like, I really want to be doing something else, then you owe it to yourself to follow that voice because it's the journey that you're meant to take. So yes, you're going to have obstacle thoughts. Your brain is going to feed you those thoughts like, don't leave. It's a good paycheck. It's good health benefits. You need this job. What are you going to do? What if you can't do it? What if you fail? But then you've got to say, okay, do I want to make my decisions based on fear or do I want to make decisions based on the possibility and the potential that I have to live my life in the way that I want to live it? Secondly, everything is going to be 50-50. So I know people will fight on this. So my mentor, Brooke Castillo, she says everything is 50-50. And the 50-50 can be different, right? So it's always going to be 50% negative and 50% positive. And I had a really hard time accepting this. I was like, no, I want it to be 80% positive, 90% positive, 10% negative, right? And the thing she said that really got me on board with it was that once you accept the 50% negative, it's not even really negative anymore. Because you get it, right? You're like, yeah, that's just a part of life. I'm going to do some fear. I'm going to do some discomfort. And that's just a part of this process. And as long as I'm willing to feel that and I'm ready for it and I understand that's part of it, then I'm all in and I'm okay with it. If everything was 50-50, it's just a different 50-50, right? So a homeless person who doesn't have a home or a family, his 50-50 is going to be different from a millionaire's 50-50 who has a family and a beautiful home and everything he could ever imagine. But it's still going to be 50-50. So even the most successful people, even the most beautiful people, even the people that you might look at and say, oh, they have everything I could ever want in life, they still are going to experience their share of negative emotions and their fear and their insecurities and all the things that you experience. Those people experience that too. Everything is 50-50. You just get to choose the 50-50 that you want for your life. So is the job where you're at right now, is that the 50-50 that you want? Or do you know you could be doing better? You could be bigger. You could have a bigger vision for your life, right? If you want to change careers, it probably means you do have a different vision for your life, and it probably means it's bigger, and it probably means that the 50-50 will just be at the next level. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means it is at the next level. If you're thinking about changing careers, changing jobs, but you're afraid, I want you to redecide. So if you could redecide right now, and however long you've been in your current job, and you come to this job today and you have to make the decision again to take this job now, today, as it is, would you say yes to it? Would you be excited? Would you be all in for it? If the answer is no, then it means it's time for you to take that step, okay? Because you can redecide. And what most people are doing is they're making decisions based on the past. They're making decisions based on what they did before, based on the decisions that they made 10 years ago. Some people have been 18, 20 years in the same role, and they're making that decision based on the past, right? And the past is fear-based. The future is unknown. The future is a blank slate, and that's why it's scarier, because we don't know what we can create. But the future is also our property, and it means we can create whatever we want for the future. If you were to redecide, really ask yourself, would you pick this job again right now? Would you be all in for it? If the answer is no, then that's your cue. And it's a very good sign that you need to follow your desire and go for what you really want, because anything less than that is a waste of you. It's a waste of what you're capable of. And lastly, be ready for the journey. Accept that the journey is not going to be easy. Accept that it's not supposed to be. But also accept that it's 100% possible. If you desire it, it means it's the journey that you're meant to take. So I've seen social workers become business analysts. I've seen plumbers become software developers. I've seen the most drastic of career changes that people might look at and be like, how are they going to do that? They don't have a degree. They don't have education. They don't have experience. None of that matters. It is possible. It is 100% possible. I've seen an enormous amount of people find very resourceful ways to do impossible things. So if you are thinking that, and those are part of the obstacle thoughts I talked about earlier, the obstacle thoughts are going to come up, but I don't have a degree. I don't have experience. I don't have enough money. I don't, like, if you're in a job right now, the security will be holding you there, right? And I've known people who are in a secure job with good pay, but they cry on their breaks because they hate what they're doing so much, or they can't stand the environment they're in. So that's a decision, right? And if that's your decision, that's up to you. It is your life, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, if you're meant for more, you can do more. It is possible. It is available to you. Obstacle thoughts will happen. Be prepared for them. What I teach you to do is turn those obstacle thoughts into strategies. And I have walked many people through their career changes. So what it is, it's crossing a bridge. Okay, so you're on one side of the bridge. You want to get to the other side. So let's say it's the plumber who wants to become a software developer. He has a mortgage, he has a wife, he has kids. He can't go back to school. He doesn't have the money or the time. He wants to make this change. A lot of people would say that's impossible. It's not. I've seen it happen. I know someone who did it. How did he do it? He got resourceful. He got thinking. He believed 100% that it was possible, and he made it happen. Yes, it was through other people in the world. It was through a certain set of beliefs and a certain set of thoughts that allowed him to believe that it was possible. It allowed him to believe that other people were going to be able to help and support him along the way, and he found those people to do it. Yes, a lot of people would say it's impossible. What I'm telling you is it's evidence of what is possible. Now, I choose that example because it is the most, it seems impossible when you think of it, right? A plumber has nothing to do with a software programmer, right? But he did it, right? And he was able to make a good salary, starting out at a salary that was an entry level for a software developer without a degree. He learned on the job. He found somebody who was willing to help him. He took the necessary actions and steps to get there. But if he didn't believe it was possible, and if he listened to his obstacle thoughts, the thoughts that said, oh, but you have a wife and kid. Oh, but you have a mortgage. Oh, but how are you going to support them? How are you going to do this? If he listened to those thoughts, they would have shut him down and he would have never done it. But instead he thought, maybe there's a way. Maybe there's someone that will help me. Maybe there's a way I can do this. And he listened to those instead. And he made his way to the other side of the bridge where it was possible for him, and he actually achieved it. So the most impossible of things that you think right now might be not possible for you, I want to offer is 100% possible, and it is simply by how you are thinking. So beware of those obstacle thoughts, but don't let them define you. And don't let yourself end up in a job 30 years later that you are not happy with, right? Don't let yourself make decisions based out of fear. When you make decisions based out of fear, you miss out on who you are as a person and what you're supposed to become in this life. And it's tragic because so many people are doing that. So you can choose safety, security, and fear, or you can choose possibility and what your life is actually meant to be. And you might say, what is the worst case scenario if I don't do it? The worst case scenario, if you do it, if you do it and you fail, you can always go back to being a plumber. But that's not even the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is actually missing out on the best case scenario. Missing out on the fact that you could be working as a successful software developer, making a lot more money and really loving what you're doing. The worst case scenario is not that you have to go back to the old thing that you didn't like. It's actually missing out on having the experience of the thing that you've always wanted. That's what I want to leave you with. Thank you so much for watching. I know that it's scary, but I also know that it's 100% possible. So if you have a desire in your heart, if you have something you really want to do, but your brain keeps telling you it's not possible, and you keep on deciding based on fear to stay, I would love to help you with that. I would love to help you cross that bridge and get to the point where you start to see that it's possible slowly with the actions that you take, and then you are actually there. And you can actually say, wow, I didn't believe it, but now I do. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Natalie Fisher. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. There's links below to get in touch with me. I will get on a personal call with you. I will help you make this career change if that's what you'd like. And if it's something that's been calling to you for a while and you know you need to make a change, you've just been afraid to do so, now is the best time to reach out to me. So click the links below. I have free workshops, free guides, lots of free resources on my website you can sign up for, and I look forward to hearing from you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you next week. Oh, and leave a comment. Doesn't matter if it's nice. I like nice comments, but whatever you want, leave me a comment because it's the only way I know who's actually watching, and I try to respond to all of them personally. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week. Bye.